Question 4, what is the sum of the first 6 terms of this series? So I'm going to solve this two ways. First, I'm going to solve it kind of a logical way, and then I'm going to use the formula. Most people don't memorize the formula, so that's why I typically avoid using that, but it probably is slightly easier. Okay, so the logical way is we want to find the sum of the first 6 terms. We already know the first 4 terms. So we just need to find the 5th term and then the 6th term. So they tell us, or this section is geometric series. So we know there's a common multiplier. A lot of you can just look at this and tell what we're multiplying from term to term. But if you cannot identify that, the trick is you take the 2nd term and we're going to divide it by the 1st term. Negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3. And then let's check that. Negative 8, we already know that 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. But what is negative 18 times negative 3? Use a calculator or mental math. That ends up being positive 54. Positive 54 times negative 3 also gives us negative 162. So we know our common ratio in this problem, or R, is negative 3. So from there, we want to find the 5th and 6th terms. So I'm going to use the calculator, negative 162 multiplied by the common ratio of negative 3. There's my 5th term. Then I'm going to take 486 and multiply it by negative 3. That gives us negative 1458. All right, so now we have all our terms listed. So now let's just add them together. Negative 1458 plus 486 plus negative 162 plus 54 plus negative 18 plus 6. So there's our sum, negative 1092. Now let's use the formula. So the formula I've got set up here, a sub 1 multiplied by, in parentheses, 1 minus the common ratio raised to the number of terms, all divided by 1 minus the common ratio. So then I've got it set up with the numbers. The first term is 6. There's also 6 terms because we're trying to find the sum of the first 6 terms. So really all that's left is put this in the graphing calculator. Helps to have a nice graphing calculator like this. You can find them for free online or in the App Store. The reason why it's helpful is we can type it in all at once using the fraction template. If you hit alpha y equals number 1, it gives us that fraction template. So it's 1 minus parentheses negative 3 raised to the 6th power. On the bottom, I'm going to go and change that to 1 plus 3 because you minus a negative. The negatives cancel, become a positive. And we get negative 1092. If you know the formula, it might be slightly easier, but both are pretty quick.